Hey Divas. So a little while ago, I had this idea to make a custom toy character to use in my videos. This is how I brought that random idea to life. It all started with this weird little phone holder I found. He just had kind eyes. I know that's weird to say, but he did. So I filmed him and tried animating him talking. The first test was not great, but kind of promising. So I kept tweaking the animation until it started to feel like a real character. And that's when I thought, wait, what if I made my own toy from scratch and then animated it like this, in this style? I'm not good at Blender. I'm not good at traditional animation. I've never animated anything in my life. So this sounds like a fantastic idea to embark on a month after working on a Netflix special and being stressed out of my mind. So after realizing I wanted to make my own character, I started mocking up designs in Photoshop. And eventually I landed on this little guy, a kind bear with a strawberry hat. I felt like it went with the Chifftie brand. Can you guys see the resemblance? But I just didn't want to leave it as a flat drawing. I wanted to make it into a real toy I could physically hold and pose. Eventually, I'd like to get good enough at Blender to just do it all in 3D. But until I actually sit down and try to learn a new software at my old ripe age of 22, we're gonna improvise. So I ran my Photoshop mockup through an AI tool to generate a model, but the model came out a little janky. So I sent it to one of my favorite YouTubers, Willyum Designs, and had him clean it and rebuild it properly. I was back home in LA for the first week, so once I had the design ready, I gave the files to my mom's coworker who had a 3D printer, and it came out great. My mom, who's a beast when it comes to anything arts and crafts, offered to paint the bear.
I just screwed that one up, damn it.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Once he was painted, I did a few test animations, and they came out pretty solid. The only problem was he was absolutely tiny. And since he was so small, it was hard to film him in any way that kept him in focus. So that's when I decided to scale things up and order a bigger, cleaner print. Color printing was too expensive, and since I was back home in New York, I decided to paint him myself. I picked up a bunch of acrylics, matte finish, and glossy stuff for the eyeballs. Shout out to the workers at Blick on Broadway. They thought the project was sick, and they helped me pick out the right stuff because I didn't have a single clue what I was doing. Once I got home, I gave him a quick little bath in the sink. Looking back, I should have used gloves so the oils from my fingers didn't get on the bear, but I didn't have any, so we raw dogged it. The top coat went on smooth, just one layer. The red hat was actually a nightmare though. I had to layer it a bunch because I tried to save money and use the red paint I already had at home, and that paint was kind of mid. The brown got a little lumpy in spots because I overdid it, but it still looked pretty solid. Looking back, I probably wouldn't apply as much, but I haven't painted since preschool, so give me a little bit of a break. I also mixed paints for the first time to make a lighter shade for his tummy and mouth, which I was pretty happy with. But then I got to the eyes. I cleaned him up, sprayed on the matte finish, and then gave his eyeballs a glossy coat.
Bro's drawing, feeling very happy, very good with Bro right now. He's a little lumpy, but hey, we'll get him next time, right?
Once he dried, I wrote a little script and hired a British voice actor off Fiverr. I filmed everything on a tripod, then filmed a screen with tracking markers so I can mimic camera movements in After Effects. I used Photoshop to clean up the shots and build a good base plate. Generative AI was smoking meth during this part though.
Ew, what the fuck is that?
Then I dropped my script into ChatGPT and had it break down the lines into Vesime. What the fuck?
Wyzeme.
Visemes. That gave me a full map of which mouth shape to use for every word, so it could look like the bear was actually talking. I made all the mouth animations in a separate sequence in Premiere so I could drag and drop them onto the bear later. It was super tedious at first, but once I got the rhythm, it was actually kind of fun. That's a lie, it sucked the entire time. I made all the mouth animations before the rest of the visuals were done, which meant I was constantly having to go back and fix them. I tracked the mouth onto the bear using a 3D camera setup, which let it move naturally with the shot. In Photoshop, I erased the eyes and added little blinks to make him feel more alive. I also gave him little eyebrows to help sell the expressions. I drew a bunch of different shapes: surprised, angry, neutral, and then asked ChatGPT again to help me figure out which ones matched the script. It didn't do the work for me, but it gave me a super helpful roadmap to build off of, because I've never animated anything in my entire life. But after the last month of going down this rabbit hole and creating this toy from scratch, that brings us to today. What's up, bro?
Hello, lovely people of the internet. Do me a favor and consider subscribing to young Chifftie on YouTube.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Of course. And don't worry, I wasn't paid to say that. Not that I'd mind if someone ever sorted out payroll.
You're funny, man.
Oh, I do my best. Can't all be influencers, can we?
I'm so proud of how this little guy turned out. It's crazy how I took a sketch into this thing I can actually hold. What do you guys think I should name it?